for many years, McDonough School was at the bottom or near the bottom in pretty much across the board, that if you picked a grade level or if you picked a content area and you picked a year, that the chances are that you were going to find McDonough School at the bottom or near the bottom on the mastery test. And we talked about that as a staff, and we talked about that that didn't need to be, that we certainly didn't feel that with the resources we had, with the teaching staff we had, and with the community partners that we had, that was just how it was going to be. And in 2008, when the Connecticut Mastery Test scores came back, we saw something amazing, and it was that our fifth grade children in writing scored 97% of our fifth grade students in writing passed the mastery test. And as we looked at the other schools, that was first place in the city, and that had never happened before at McDonough, that McDonough led the city in something. And the impact that that had on our school community may have been bigger than anything else, that we could say it, we could say all children could learn, and we could, say we believe that we have the resources, we believe we could do it, but to actually see it on paper, to actually see that our students were #1 in the city was just a real turning point for us as a school community. And the feeling that our teachers had and the feeling that our kids had that we could be #1 in something was amazing. This past year in 2009, it was our third graders, again at 97%, and again in writing, and again first place in the city. Our fifth graders were also at 97%, but the Wesley School fifth graders were at 98%. So we weren't first, but 97% is a pretty good number for us. And so when we think about addressing the needs of our lowest achieving kids, our highest achieving kids, when we think about how we feel about ourselves as a school community in relation to our peers across the city and across the state, good things have been happening at McDonough School, and we're very, very proud of that. And we celebrated a lot, and some might say we celebrated too much, but the reason we celebrated so much is because we want to hit home to our kids and to our parents and to our teachers that we can do anything that any school in the district can do, any school in the state can do. Our teachers are talented, our kids are talented, and given the right resources, we feel we can do some pretty amazing things. So that's what we've done, and I'm going to spend a couple of minutes on how we've done it. McDonough School, in every sense of the word, is a neighborhood school, and in addition to just sitting in the middle of a neighborhood, there's so many community partners that share in our success. And one of our parents used the phrase that it takes a village to raise a child, and I firmly, firmly believe that at McDonough School, that the reason that we have so much success is because the walls of the schoolhouse certainly don't end at 66 Spring Street. They extend well into the community, and I see many faces in the audience that are part of that community, and I hope I don't leave anyone out. It's certainly for us, it starts at the top, and it starts with members of our Board of Education and Dr. Frechette, who give us the resources to be successful. And we understand that in order for us to be successful, in order for us to meet the needs of our children, that we need support from our Board of Education and from our central office, and that certainly happens, and we're very, very thankful for that. We also know at McDonough School that the focus on families has to be there, that we have to have this connection with families, and I see our PTA president here, and I see our coordinator for the Family Resource Center here. We have a strong connection with our Middlesex preschool, and I think somebody from Middlesex College was here. And we think about McDonough being a welcoming place for families, and that couldn't happen without those community partners being there. We think about our city partners. We have a mentorship program at McDonough School and throughout the city, but at McDonough School we have the good fortune of having many people come from Liberty Bank, from the city, from the police department, and they spend quality time with our kids on a weekly basis, and it's really important for our kids. We have a great connection to Middletown businesses. Kid City, of course, is a good friend to us, and many of the restaurants, and Gorilla Graphics is great to us. I'm sure I'm going to leave someone out, but we have a great connection to the businesses downtown, and they're very supportive of what we do. And of course, Liberty Bank. Liberty Bank gave us recently a very large grant to continue a before-school program that addresses the very needs of our kids. And when we accepted that award, we certainly talked about the partnership that we have with Liberty Bank. We have the North End Action Team, the Community Health Center, just many, many people come together to help McDonough School and help us move forward. In terms of learning opportunities, we have an incredible before and after school program run by the YMCA, and I know Michelle Rolnick was here. We have technology, we have after school programs. McDonough has it all. McDonough has all the ingredients, everything that you would need to be a successful school, and that's what's made the difference for us. But more than anything, what's made the difference is our teachers. And teachers who are at McDonough School are just an incredible group of people. They're very, very dedicated. They make all of this possible. And anytime that I speak, I definitely want to start with our teachers, and I want to end with our teachers, because none of this happens without the people in the classroom working really hard. So that's what we've done and kind of how we've done it. But the majority of my time today, I wanted to talk about data teams. It's something that we hear a lot about in Middletown. We hear about data teams and data-driven decision-making. And I want to give you just a small snapshot into the data team process and what it looks like and how we've used it to really address instruction. So I'm gonna talk a bit about myself as a teacher back in the day. And when I think about my instruction as a teacher, I would have 25 kids in my classroom, and it would be math time. And for me, math time was, we're on chapter 3, open up your books, literally, open up your books to page 53, we're on 3-2, and we're doing elapsed time. And so all the kids would open up their math books, and I tell them to do the even numbers in class and the odd numbers for homework. And if my principal happened to come by and peek in the classroom, I felt like I was getting the thumbs up if every kid had his book open, pencils scribbling, it was kind of calm in the classroom, that I felt like that was the mark of a good teacher, the classroom control, the consistency, the management, staying on the pacing calendar, that was going to get me the thumbs up. And I think about my own third grade teacher, and she's teaching math in about 15 minutes, and it looks nothing like that. And the reason it looks nothing like that is because of the initiative that Dr. Frechette brought to us called data-driven decision-making and data-driven instruction. And I want to talk a little bit about what that looks like. The first thing is, our teachers certainly don't tell kids to open up their book to page 35 that we're on chapter 3. That's definitely not the first step. The first step is a pre-test. They give a pre-assessment. We might hear it called a common formative assessment or a pre-assessment or a pre-test. But what teachers do is they give this assessment to their kids, and they get the results, and they analyze the results together. Because maybe we don't have to teach section 3-2, because maybe everybody gets that. And maybe we need to focus on section 3-3 or 3-4. And we save lots and lots of time, and we have much more focused instruction by giving that pre-assessment. After the teachers give that pre-assessment, they come together as a member of a data team, and they analyze the results. And I'm going to use elapsed time as the example today. So we're going to talk a lot about elapsed time. And I'll need 3 volunteers to come up here. Does anybody want to come up? No, thank you, Betty. So, really? 3 volunteers. You don't have to do any math. It's just, this is a whole Thank you so much. And the third person has to do the math, so I hope you I'm just totally kidding. You don't have to do that. So you can hold this side. Yes. So I've clocked. All right. So I'll give that to you. You can hold that, and you can hold that. All right. So elapsed time, if you could kind of hold those up. This is basically what it boils down to. We get a start time, we get a time for an activity, and we get a finish time. That's kind of the essence of third grade elapsed time. So it could be, I left my house at 7:30. It took me 15 minutes to get to work, and what time did I get to work? So that's kind of what we're looking at. So teachers get together, and you can sit down, but I'm going to call you back up again in a moment. So teachers you can hold on to those because we'll need those again. So teachers sit down and they look at the assessments, and they group kids by the need. And it's not that any assessment you give, in general, you get kids who are proficient, you get kids who are kind of in the middle, and you get kids who are struggling. And initially, when we gave the pre-assessments, our teachers would come back and say, I don't need to give an assessment to know that I